Ladies and gentlemen, the Museveni government has targeted the NUP-affiliated YouTube channels and even Facebook pages and profiles. However, we hear from the Google spokesperson representing Africa, a lady by the name Dorothy Ooko, and she says Google requires court order to delete YouTube channel. The head of communication and public affairs for Africa at Google, Dorothy Ooko, has said, and I quote, "It is very hard to just have a channel removed due to a government request." Yes, that was Dorothy's quick and brief response to a letter by Uganda Communications Commission, UCC, requesting Google to take down 17 YouTube accounts that have largely been publishing or live streaming content from presidential candidate Robert Chagulanyi's campaign trail. The channels that UCC is targeting have been gaining traction because of the content they publish, most of which is enhancing Chagulanyi's messages. They had more than 59 million views and 300,000 subscribers as of December 15, when URN analyzed YouTube stats of the said channels. In a letter dated December 9, 2020, to the Chief Executive Officer, Google Inc., UCC said that the YouTube channels it listed violated Ugandan laws and that the continued broadcast by the channels might cause economic sabotage and compromise Uganda's national security. Uganda's national security? Really? UCC says, without evidence detailed in the letter, that most of the channels were used to mobilize riots that resulted in loss of lives. UCC also accuses the YouTube channels of reporting news in a sensational, unbalanced, and unprofessional manner. What do you think? Are the YouTube channels reporting sensational news? Are they reporting unbalanced news? Are they reporting unprofessional news in a very unprofessional manner? Share with us your comments on the comment section. They said, and I quote, "The broadcasts contain gruesome pictures, including pictures of dead bodies, wounded victims of attacks and accidents, in a manner likely to cause public anxiety, glorifies lawlessness, and undermines public interest, confidence in the law, and its enforcement in Uganda," the letter read. But for YouTube channels to be removed, Ooko said, the governments have to submit court orders. And I quote, "We always follow local law, but it will have to be a valid court order. The letters just show what the UCC submitted to the embassy. They are not court orders," she said. A transparency report on YouTube community guidelines indicates that the site does not allow pornography, incitement to violence, harassment, or hate speech, and relies on a combination of people and technology to flag inappropriate content and enforce these guidelines. It adds that a YouTube channel is terminated if it accrues 3 warnings in 90 days, has a single case of severe abuse, or is determined to be wholly dedicated to violating the entity's guidelines. And so, we are asking you to follow and to read the community guidelines so that you do not violate the said community guidelines. Here I'm speaking to the owners of these YouTube channels and even other YouTube channel owners who are live streaming or uploading information, videos, audios, pictures that are to do with not only Robert Chagulanyi's campaign messages, but even other presidential candidate campaign messages. Flags can come from our automated flagging systems, from members of the Trusted Flagger program, that is NGOs, government agencies, and individuals, or from users in the broader YouTube community. The page on YouTube guidelines read: the request to have the channels removed in the middle of a presidential campaign in which Chagulanyi has leveraged the use of online platforms has been viewed as an attempt to limit online space for the musician turned politician, according to the lawyers. This is political. It's not about business or registration. Robert Kirunda, a lecturer at Makerere University, says, and I quote, UCC gagged mainstream media, and they thought that once you control radio and television and say, don't air Bobi Wine rallies, you have solved the problem, he added. But he argues that the complexities came when Bobi Wine supporters started using online channels to broadcast his messages. These channels are hard to regulate, Kirunda says, because when you shut down a page, another one will be created in minutes and the process continues. Kirunda adds that Google response to UCC will be informed by two factors. If there is evidence that the channels that UCC is requesting to be removed violate YouTube community standards, and if they indeed violated Uganda law. Human rights lawyer Nicholas Opio says UCC's attempt is meant to restrict the use of YouTube, a popular alternative platform for politicians such as Chagulanyi, who are denied access to mainstream media. Nicholas Opio says that the letter by UCC is indicative that it doesn't understand how big tech companies such as Google operate. And I quote, you can't cite the UCC Act and claim that these big tech companies are in violation of these laws. He says, Opio says companies such as Google can act on the basis of legitimate court orders. Opio also argues that UCC should know that YouTube and other big tech companies are not policemen of content that doesn't violate community standards on their platform. Such content, he says, doesn't include legitimate political concerns. Abdul Salam Waiswa, the head of legal and compliance at UCC, told URN yesterday that these channels have not registered as required by the law. UCC early this year directed all online publishers to register. Both Opio and Kirunda say it doesn't require the intervention of Google to have the platforms register. Without going to Google, there are enough laws in this country that you can use to go after someone who is not registering. You don't need to go to Google, Kirunda says. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the current status of the push and pull between UCC and the 14 or around 14 YouTube channels, and there are even more. These 14 channels are just a drop in the ocean. And so, even if these 14 were pulled down, were taken down, your guess is as good as mine. Within minutes, others would have been created. Even as we're talking right now, possibly there are others being created in response and in retaliation to the UCC letter to Google. And so, share with us your thoughts. What do you think? Is UCC right? Or are the 14 YouTube channels and many more that are online right? Who is to blame? Thank you very much. Remember to follow us. Remember to subscribe to our channel. Remember to comment and also to like our Facebook pages.